Welcome back to Weekend Sunrise. Now, if there's one man who knows how to write and direct a romantic comedy, it's not you.
No, it certainly ain't.
It is Richard
There's a lot
Curtis.
of comedy that's not often romantic.
No, it's not been at all today. But Richard Curtis is fantastic. He's the British brains behind Four Weddings and a Funeral, Notting Hill, and Love Actually. Great film.
Terrific. In fact, probably one of the most beloved films of, you know, the last 25 years. Anyway, now comes his latest flick, About Time. That's the name of the flick. We're not saying he should have got there sooner. Starring rom-com queen Rachel McAdams, Jason Jabba Davis took himself along to see it. I noticed in the advertising material the name of this film features a lot less conspicuously than the name of the other two films, Love Actually and Notting Hill. Is there a reason for that, Jab?
I think it's like AC/DC saying you liked Back in Black, you'll like our new album too.
Yeah, right.
So it's,
right.
you know, harnessing the power of his previous box office success. He's back with his umpteenth film, Richard Curtis, about weddings, funerals and families. It's a very sweet, very light film. Sadly, it feels quite disposable to me. Sad because at its heart, it's a truly meaningful and lovely film. The message really is live every day to its fullest. You know, that's something that we need to be reminded of. It's actually a complete fairy tale dressed up as a time-travelling rom-com. Nothing really felt real to me, not the family, not the relationships, not their jobs, anything they did. Acting was fantastic, the casting was great, the story was just a little bit light for me. And that might also be because earlier this week we watched a movie called Control, which is a story about the Joy Division lead singer Ian Curtis, who took his own life on the eve of his...
That's a pretty bleak watch, that film.
It took us 3 nights to get through that. So compared to that, this film is extremely light and fluffy. Let's take a quick look at About Time.
So you're saying that you and Grandad and his brothers could all travel back in time?
Absolutely.
And you still do?
Absolutely. Although it's not as dramatic as it sounds. It's only in my own life. I can only go to places where I actually was and can remember. I can't kill Hitler or shag Helen of Troy, unfortunately.
Okay, stop.
Nice, fantastic. It just was diminished for me because it felt a little bit like a can of Diet Coke, and I'm more a Coke Zero kind of guy.
You're a guy.
I think
is
so.
It a chick's flick?
I think so.
I love Rachel McAdams. I love Bill Nye. I mean, I would love that movie, I bet you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Who's the red-headed dude?
Flick?
Yeah, I don't know. He looks like an amalgamation between a whole bunch of dudes. I didn't write his name down because I did go, look, it's only a 2.5-star movie for me, unfortunately.
Okay.
Sarah, can you watch it this week and then come back with your own review next week? Yes.
Yeah, do it. And I'll sit over at the desk with Andrew. and try and look bloody amazing.
It's a deal.
You know, when I switched on this morning, the first thing I saw was your tat, and I went, oh, Sarah's on today.
That's how you recognise me, not with my face.
No, well, I was drawn to it straight away.
You've never shown us your tat, Jabba.
I know.
Anyway, from a very British flick to the all-star Aussie production Mystery Road, set in outback Australia, Winton to be exact. Our finest actors come together. This is a bit of a murder mystery, Jab.
This is what I've called, Andrew, an Aussie Western crime thriller. This is just really slow in the most amazing way. We've all been to outback Australia. We all know how people there operate on different time to people in the city, and this film really, really takes that on board, and as such, it's quite hypnotic to watch. It's a haunting, brooding, gripping document of outback Australia and its uncomfortable relationship between black and white communities. It's shot on location around Ipswich, Moree and Winton. Aaron Pedersen stalks the screen as a lonely cop obsessed with solving crimes that no one else wants to touch, lest he dig into their murky affairs. That's one of his colleagues there, Hugo Weaving.
Has he got murky affairs?
Big time. You never really know what's going on with Hugo. He's one of these guys that repeats everything he says, It's quite unsettling, quite unsettling. Let's take a quick look at Mystery Road.
We're a shooter. I run the meat freezer in town. You got any witnesses to prove your whereabouts? How many do you want?
I don't know. How about Sookie Stackhouse, boy? Ryan Quanten there from True Blood. He's brilliantly cast in this film. A fantastic cast. Aaron Pedersen, Ryan Quanten from True Blood, Jack Thompson's in there, Hugo Weaving, a lot of Aussie actors that you've seen from so many Aussie films. I watched The Bourne Ultimatum Friday night here on Channel 7, one of my favourite films, so fast-paced. This is like the antithesis of that.
Slow burn.
Yeah, you put the movie together and solve the puzzle. 4 stars for Mystery Road. Go and see this film. Best Aussie film since The Proposition.
It's good to see Tasman Walton in there too.
Yep, she's brilliant.
Does a good job.
Brilliant as a troubled mum. Yeah.
Indeed.
Fantastic.
All right. Thanks, Jabba.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
And
you.
we look forward to your review next week. Says.
Cesar's cinematic flicks. I've been thinking about it.
Cesar's
That's catchy,
cinema.
isn't it?
That's good.
Cesar's cinema.
Cesar's cinema.
All right, okay. Do that. Don't go anywhere.
There'll be more of Weekend Sunrise right after the break.